Hey guys, it's Mike at Narcoleptic Customs Podcast, episode 34. Today we sit down with a whole panel of people to talk about newbies' introduction to Rocky Mountain Race Week. I'm excited about this one for you guys. For all the other noobs that are out there like me and Dustin, my co-pilot, I think this will be a really good podcast for you to listen to get ready for what we're going to do in about 8 days. Jonathan, Timmy, Mikey, and Jason go through kind of the ups and downs of what we should expect for Rocky Mountain Race Week, what our co-pilots should expect and what is expected of them, kind of what to look for every day, how to handle day one tech. That was my biggest concern, was what time we needed to get there, what we need to do, how we need to prepare. They give us some great tips on that, so you're ready ahead of time. We go through sketchiest roadside repairs to help you get to the next track, and kind of how all the rules work for people working on your stuff and things of that nature. So we had a real good time. We recorded for about an hour. There'll be an accompanying YouTube video that goes along with this of us just absolutely hooning the cart around the field, because we were trying to get a Nissan Altima started for a field race that we've got coming up. And so anyways, we'll get to it. And I really look forward to seeing everybody on Rocky Mountain Race Week. We are bringing the podcast stuff. If you haven't heard me say that 72 times already, we're going to, we will talk to anybody and everybody about their Rocky Mountain Race Week experiences all week. We'll have the microphone stand set up every day, all day. Hoping to catch folks as they come by and talk with you guys, figure out where you're from, see all the classes everybody's running, and what kind of stories you're willing to tell us. So, all right, I'll get to it, but just want to let you know we do post every day on Instagram and Facebook, and probably weekly on TikTok, and then we post every Tuesday and Friday night on our YouTube channel. Except for the week of Rocky Mountain Race Week, I'm going to work my hardest to post every single night. Depending on the internet service we have at the hotel. I'll try to do a recap video of the day of the highlights. So, all right, here we go. Hey guys, it's Mike. Quick break real quick to let you know that we use Anchor as our podcast host. There are a ton of easy to use tools, and it's a very simple setup. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free, so that's always a plus. You can use it on your phone. You load it as an app on your phone. You can use it right from the website, anchor.fm. So basically, I like that because it let us get our feet wet without a huge upfront cost. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone and computer. You can trim, you can add transitions, you can keep your entire library. We actually record most of our podcasts on my phone with just a simple mic. On some of them that I use for myself, when it's just me on here, no guests, I actually use the headphones that come with your phone. So that's always a big plus. I'm actually recording this on my phone now. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. It is a Spotify-based system, so it directly goes to them. And then there's a whole, I don't even know what to call it, catalog in the settings portion to where you can add your feed to tons of others. We now play on 10 different podcast hosts, so that's always a plus. And what's great about it is when I load a episode or whatever you'd call this onto Anchor, it takes it and distributes that without me having to do anything manually. So that's always a plus. I mean, you can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership, so that's a great thing. That's what we're doing here, is so that when you listen, hopefully we'll earn some money so we can buy some more car parts. So we definitely appreciate that. Anchor even works to match up sponsors to you. So that's a plus. So I'm excited to see that come through and see who all we can be a part of. It's everything you really need to make a podcast in one place. And then obviously I've talked about all this, but Anchor, you can download the free Anchor app on your phone, or like what we do most of the time, if I have time at home, go to anchor.fm to get started and get everything. You can basically use those ways to get into podcasting, which I highly recommend. It's a great way to let your brain work that way. So, all right. Anyways, download the Anchor app, start recording today, or jump on the website anchor.fm to get started. Thank you. All right, guys. I am here with a panel of people for this will be the biggest grouping of podcast folks I've ever had. We had 3 the other night. Now we have 4, and me makes 5. So that'll be a ton of fun. So I'm gonna let them introduce themselves. We're gonna talk about Rocky Mountain Race Week and Rocky Mountain Race Week 2.0 and get their stories from previous ones and see what we've got going on for this one coming up in 12 days. Whew, I'm nervous. So, all right, we're gonna start to my left, and then we'll work our way around.
Okay. My name's John Stone Cipher. I'm entered in 2.0 in my 72 Nova, also known as the Dirty Beaver, and I'll be running in, I was wanting to say modified NA because that's what I run in drag week, but this will be small block NA. Car currently has a natural aspirated 6-liter LS with LS3 heads and a camshaft, pretty simple combo. And we're just here to kind of give everybody an idea of what all you go through in doing this. We've got a pretty good group of guys, and we've all actually, the 4 of us have actually traveled together. Tim, you'll meet here in a minute. Me and him, this will be our 4th one together. This will be mine and Jason's 3rd one together. And then Mikey, as you'll learn question here in a minute, me and Mikey have done one together, and that may be where Mikey stays, is that one. So
That's an experience.
I think he thinks that we may be a bunch of tards. But dun dun dun. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass off to Mikey here.
My name is Mike Werner. I rode in a 1994 Mustang converted over to LS engine. I would race along with John in the 2019 drag week. More or less just rode along.
We were in that car we ran in 13.0 index, and it's we got plenty to say about that car. The main thing is it's not with us anymore. we enjoyed that car so much.
Yeah, it left the family.
And that car, it was pretty well bad news. Mikey, it may have spoiled Mikey from wanting to do race week anymore.
Yeah, it just didn't. It and some other things just didn't happen at a good time. Timmy.
Hi, my name is Timmy Meehan, or Turbo Timmy, what a lot of people call me. I got
Also Turbo Tammy is what my dad called me.
got an '89 Camaro, named it WP. It's all right. I'm in the Rowdy Radial. It's a good thing, a little combo, just simple. Twin turbo, Paraglide, pump gas E85, LS base deal. Other than that, she's just a grocery getter.
I'm Jason Cunningham. I drive a 99 Silverado, turbo LS, 4L80, 9-inch. Do probably 11.0 class again. I like doing it.
Jason did the 11.0 class in the 19 race, and we'd had problems getting his truck ready for the 20 race. We got the 3rd member in the back brakes about a week after the race.
So on Friday.
Oh, on Friday?
On Friday.
On Friday of the 2020 race earlier in the year. We had intentions. He had entered, and we had intentions of having it ready, and things just didn't happen the way we wanted.
Well, it got put together that day, though. That Friday, it did get put together as soon as those parts came in.
I think he probably made some street passes in the spirit of being with us.
I absolutely did. Yes, sir. I put on my Rocky Mountain Race Week shirt, and I went at it. And
That's awesome.
Said that felt like 11.0 boys.
or faster, yeah.
In Mexico, I'm sure.
So,
Absolutely.
Yeah, closed course.
we've had some crazy stories with all of us traveling together as much as we have. The one involving
Some videos.
yeah, the one involving me that sticks out the most is in 2014 on Drag Week. I finished the car on Friday before we took the car. It had 4 passes on a Friday night test and tune and 0 street miles on it. So we make it about 25 miles from the track, and the car locks the back brakes up, and we're in the middle of nowhere.
Nowhere.
And I mean nowhere. So we're in an old closed down gas station, and I dig around and I find a nail, and I take a file and I file the nail down until it fits in my rear brake line, and I put a nail in the rear brake line to block the back brakes off until we could get to the next town to get a master cylinder for the car. We determined it was a master cylinder. We went through the process of checking stuff to see if we could fix it before we did the nail trick. But that's just some of the crazy things you do besides pulling transmissions and and I'd love to see both of you guys, or Jason's turning red right now.
It was a fast fix. It was a quick fix.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we had all the right tools there and the right equipment to do it. And
I
the temperature
didn't.
was beautiful.
Mine's on jack stands, bud.
So
Yeah, I had 59 minutes apart and back together.
so in 19 at
It was taking
Kearney, Nebraska, we had to pull the transmission out of Tim's car because he broke an input shaft. And of course, at this time, me and Jason are pointing and laughing at him. And then the next day at Julesburg, Jason breaks the transmission on the truck.
Karma.
Yeah.
So get at Carney and see we're still changing an engine in Robert's car. We're
Yeah.
waiting on him. We didn't know it was broken.
So
we leave at 1 a.m. in the morning. Oh, the transmission's broken.
So he gets a salvage yard transmission, and the guys at the Julesburg track, they're great graphics.
Awesome.
Just great staff and everything. They allowed us to use a hanger with a lift in it to change Jason's transmission. And just to add to that, during this, it was like one of the worst thunderstorms we've ever seen. We're taking shelter.
Softball-sized hail hitting the runway.
Yeah, so
while
we're
they're
just
doing
like, we're just like taking shelter, and they're like, I'm glad we're not driving in that.
I was driving for the hills.
Get me
it. You
out
guys
of
were
this.
way ahead. That's for sure.
That's fine. Well, hey, we're going to work into some of those stories because there's some good ones. But I want to, for new folks that are coming for their first time, like me, what time should we show up? Because there's, 270, 280 cars, and we've all got to get teched in. We've all got to make passes day one, all that kind of stuff. Like, what's day one look like for us guys?
If you ask me, a guy needs to be in the tech lanes just as early as you can get in there.
Yep.
And guys, don't wait till you get up there. Get your stuff in order. That's like, okay, you need helmets and belts and the horn and tail lights and all that stuff need to work. Guys, make sure all that stuff works, because when you're working on stuff and having to scramble in the lanes where they do the tech, because there will be double tech. There will be tech for the track for your ET, and there'll be tech for your requirements for Rocky Mountain Race Week. And the standard things: helmet, jacket, shoes, neck collar, and then your functionality of street legal equipment for the cars.
And a copy of your insurance.
Yes, copy of insurance. We've been through that.
Valid driver's license.
Yeah, valid driver's license.
Yeah, check all that stuff now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is, like, we've showed up before in one of our crew, they didn't have their insurance card, and it wasn't because they didn't have one. It's because they'd sent it to their phone and they just didn't have it with them. So.
So
Yeah,
you'll need a paper copy.
I'm talking about Jason. No, you don't actually need a paper copy, but you need to have your phone with you.
Oh God,
He needs to be ready,
Needs
so
to be
when
ready.
they're ready to look at it.
Yeah.
You show it to
that
them.
makes sense.
But because guys, they got to do.
They're based on time. They've got to get people through.
Yeah,
They got to do 250 to 300 cars, and they need to move rather quickly.
If they're on a car for 20 minutes, they're wasting time. They
Yeah.
need to be done in 5 to
Yeah.
7 minutes.
so put all your shit in an envelope
Yeah,
and have it ready. Registration,
prepared.
insurance.
I carry mine in my laptop case.
Just a
So
little checklist deal is the
Yeah.
simplest thing in the world to do before you go
Yeah.
through tech.
And the thing about like the Facebook group is I've been on there a bunch, reading and asking and all that kind of stuff. Everybody's been super helpful. So
Oh,
jump
yeah.
on RMRW ERS on Facebook before you go for sure. Dig
they'll,
through some of that.
they'll also give you, if you follow that page, they'll also give you, if there's any kind of holdups or issues or stuff going on, the page will stay up to date as to what you need to expect.
Oh, cool.
As far as road closings, bad fuel stops, so and so needing parts, so and so
Yep.
needs the tool. It's this group is when you become part of this, you become part of their family. It's more of a family.
Yep.
We've all done the drag week stuff as well, and drag week is pretty cutthroat, and this is like this is like what you'd expect to be involved with your family.
Yeah, big friend group of like-minded people driving down the road 1,300 miles and racing each other.
Yeah.
So the next question I have is, what is a tool or part that you forget every time that you normally you should bring,
Keys.
but
He forgets keys.
What are you looking away for, Timmy?
The ignition keys.
You don't have a camera on us. Jason is pointing at Timmy
Yeah.
for getting his keys,
Mother suckers.
and it's this is not a one-time deal. This
No.
is
No.
so in 2018
Yeah, here it comes.
when we did race week. So Timmy, when we were leaving town, Timmy's truck broke down, so he borrowed a truck. And he left that guy his keys, and Timmy gets back home, and he's locked out of his house because his keys are at another guy's place.
Yep.
The year before he went to streetcar
Oh,
takeover.
the streetcar takeover.
And we waited 2 hours for him to run home to get his keys and come back.
I went real fast though.
You did go real fast.
I go to unload the car. Guess what?
Good
No
thing you live in
keys.
Mexico.
Yeah.
dang, that's crazy.
Right.
So I asked JP this too. So the week or two, because we're literally, today's 12 days out, but I'm not posting this until probably Thursday of this week. So people are going to have like 9 days until they need to get this figured out. So should we be getting sleep, a lot of sleep now, or should we just thrash and be used to 4 hours of sleep a night to have our body ready for that?
I don't. You can try. Good luck.
I've done it both ways. I think sleep, a little bit of prep before,
Would
get your
be
mind
ideal.
straight is ideal. Last year when I went, I don't think I slept 2 days before. So
Dang.
it was very little sleep the whole
Yep.
time. Like we would sleep at the track in a sleeping bag for an hour if that's what we had.
That's awesome.
That's what I was going to say. I've never had the luxury of having a car that was done in time to actually take to the race, other than swapping the motor the day of or the day before, or borrowing a car, or stealing a car, or whatever we had to do to go racing. But me and Jason, we had the same deal. Mikey and Timmy, we actually have airbeds and pop-ups, and we usually, if there's time where we can catch a couple hours of sleep, even at the track or at a rest stop or whatever we do. If we're waiting on one of the guys to work on their car, like the night that Jason was changing his transmission, I threw my airbed out, I aired the airbed up, and I slept for 2 hours while between them getting everything out of the truck, transmission swap, checking over, make sure everything worked, and then loading the truck back up. It took about 2 hours, and I got 2 hours of sleep that night. And that's...
I slept in the car, so like any chance that you get to take a nap, take it.
take it, because you may not get sleep, and then there may be nights where you get a full night's sleep. Me and Boo had a night this last year. We had one night where we got to the our hotel and had everything ready, and we didn't have to work on the car, which was surprising. And we actually got a full night's sleep. It was insane. I'd never even heard of such a thing.
That's crazy. So I think I'm just going to use my normal sleep pattern and live it. Because we're driving during the day and racing at night. Is that the typical process? I mean, like, for them?
It usually depends on how much split up there is. Sometimes we drive during the day and race at night, and some tracks we race during the day and drive at night. And it just depends on how they were split, because there were certain tracks we had actual full drive day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is in the time constraints of what they would have had for drag week, which drag week has no drive days. So this is going to be more like drag week. So it's going to be more hustle than Rocky Mountain normally
And
is.
less sleep.
What's crazy is, like, so I can never make June work for the dates of the regular one. Now, moving forward, I may figure out a way to make that work because I feel like I'm going to be a forever person at this point. But the driving that far is I just, I don't know, I can't imagine. So let's let that lead into so Jonathan told
Yes.
a story one time. So why don't you tell the story, and then everybody go around and tell what you are.
I am a forever guy, and the reason why is I did drag week in 2014, and I would have been a forever drag week guy, but they are so far away, and my budget doesn't allow for me, as Boo would say, my wallet doesn't work the way that it needs to make that always work. So to have to drive 2 to 3 days before we get to a race to be able to make the race, a lot of times I I just can't make that work for work reasons and family reasons. I have 3 kids. One, my daughter Madison just got married to my good friend Chandler Gregory.
So now you have 4 kids.
Yesterday, and so I have 4. I've got my bonus son. He's flipping me off right now. He's actually sitting here. he's actually sitting here listening in on us. Are you and Tim got something going on here? Oh, okay. So, but as far as Rocky Mountain Race Week goes, I'm a forever guy. I had some stuff come up this year, and I spent a whole year trying to get a shop ready for us to move into, for us to work out of on our cars. So I didn't have the time to devote to getting the car ready like I would like to. So I was Boo's co-driver this year. Whether I'm a co-driver, driver, or whatever it is, I'm a lifer.
That's awesome. And then Mikey doesn't have the same story.
Yeah. Me, I may do it again sometime, but my biggest deal was it was rush the whole time from the week before all the way through race week until we got back. And I think I maybe averaged about 3 to 4 hours of sleep every day.
Oh, he got a lot.
Yeah, and I'm just not used to that. I got a little cranky and aggravated at the other guys.
What do you call, like, okay, hangry is when you're hungry. What would you call that? I don't even know what you call sleeper.
Yeah. Sleep
He
deprived.
was pissed at us is what it came down to, because we're a bunch of tards.
I am 100% lifer. I done Rocky Mountain or Drag Week 14 with Stoney, and it was all right, but just the way the stuff is and the way my checking and saving works, it takes 3 days to process. I can't do it, boys. But man, when you meet the guys and do it, it's just incredible. The people that you got. If you need anything, they're willing to help you. Like John said, it's just a family. I love doing it. I love the rush. I love the thrill of it. It's just taking a car that you shouldn't really drive and do it. That's awesome to me. So I'll always be one.
I think this is a time for us to give a shout out to the 301 streetcar guys, because we met them in 14 when me and Tim did Drag Week, and they've just become like our extended family. And we do with Michael, along with him, we do a charity race in September each year. And they have been absolutely the greatest supporters of this charity race.
Insane.
Yeah, they go above and beyond, and I'm not just talking about just showing up for the races. I'm talking about on a personal family level. They're our family.
They're
Yeah.
family.
Yeah, they're good people for
Yeah,
sure.
I actually broke this year, and Sleeper, he just said, take my truck, because I actually brought my boys this time and stuff like that and rode around. Then he broke his. So I unloaded it at a gas station and said, hey, you want to stay here? I don't even care. But we had to go get Sleeper's car and we run around with him. Had a great time, got a tune on their cars and stuff. They're just amazing people.
Yep.
For real.
Yeah, I can't wait to have them on too. Yeah, we're on the forever or never. Sorry.
Forever.
Oh, the
never.
forever or never.
Yeah.
Definitely forever. I definitely like it. It's a whole lot of fun. I definitely want to do it every year for sure. It's good vacation time too.
He is Jason is a forever guy, even though he didn't go this year. He was registered. It was by no fault of his own. He was actually going to take his dad's diesel truck and go for the week. His dad's also sitting here, and he's getting he may be getting the evil eye on him there. So
It went. The truck went.
Yeah, the truck went. I
It
actually
said an impound.
Actually, me and Boo took the truck, so that's why Jason didn't get to race it. We borrowed their truck to pull our car. 'Cause me and Boo, we're part of that SB Nation as far as the daily drivers go. So
That's awesome. So we talked a little bit before we started recording, but like new folks, Jason had said that you probably need to bring a change of clothes for every day. He's like, there may not be any time.
Yeah.
Absolutely for this one.
there's been times where I had time to do laundry, but there's also been times where not.
And I mean, let's be honest, it is a vacation, and we're all dudes. So like, we're not known for doing laundry. I mean, even at my house that I work from every day, I still do very few loads of laundry a week. Yeah.
Bring shorts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shorts. Be ready to roll around on the ground. Maybe bring some extra
Bring a
clothes
tarp?
stuff too. Yeah, tarp. That's a good idea.
Unless you're in the Beaver.
It's
Then
going.
all your clothes smell like exhaust
They're,
fumes.
they're gonna. It'll absolutely ruin whatever you have, even in your bag. I actually bought a trailer this last year, an enclosed trailer, and me and Boo took it on 2021 because I wanted my clothes not in the car, so at least I don't smell like race gas for at least a little bit.
I guarantee it.
And a lot of you guys may also know Doug Klein. I also met him in 2014, and he's famous for his '69 twin turbo Camaro built by Larson, and he actually has won the quickest car without a trailer multiple times, running in the mid to 6 second range, and he throws a tote between his wheelie bars with his clothes in it, and he throws his clothes away at the end of each day.
Yep.
And also, I want to say in 13, he lost his tote.
Yeah.
And he wore the same clothes for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
So,
That's awesome. So I mean, the other thing of that too is like, you know, you could bring 2 shirts and just buy a shirt at each track. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And wear that shirt to the next track. And
so in 18, me and Jason took the Trans Am that at the time belonged to Mikey. Because we broke my car on the dyno with Jason's motor in it, which I've got to give a shout out to my friends. You guys really take care of me as far as you
Sounds
guys
like you
making
tear up
my.
stuff.
I do, as far as you guys making my racing happen. So me and Jason looked for places to buy a wedding dress because Jason was going. We were going to dress up as Smokey and the Bandit, and Jason
my
was going to wear a wedding dress and hang out the side of the car. We absolutely could not find a wedding dress anywhere, and we were. But we had full intentions of making that happen, and it just did not. And
It
That's
was 80s
hilarious.
themed.
yeah,
Yeah,
For one day anyway.
yeah.
that's awesome. So let's talk about co-pilots because there's people here I think have probably done it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, all of us have. Mikey's the only one that has not done the full experience. He's been a co-pilot. Our first time, Tim was my co-pilot. Second time, Jason's my co-pilot. Third time, Mikey was my co-pilot. So
That's awesome.
We roll together. It's all for one and one for all.
Right. So do you prefer? Let me ask this, and then we'll go into like kind of the rules behind a co-pilot. So do you prefer to have a co-pilot?
To me, I prefer to have one with me because it just you're up so many hours and stuff. It gives you a lot of time to you spend a lot of time driving, and you get to the point of where you're so tired you almost need a second person to check over what you're doing. And to me,
Or swap
now
out.
I would do it solo. Timmy can speak from personal experience. He has done solo, and it wouldn't bother me to do it solo. But I like having a co-pilot, especially for the staying awake.
It's also nice to have somebody, to talk to you when you are getting sleepy, or, if somebody in the group has a problem and they send you a text or something, somebody to read text while somebody else is driving, kind of make it safer. Just somebody watch for turns or people pulled off on the
Directions,
side of the road.
Yeah.
Directions
Yeah.
is a big part of it.
Before we move on to Tim, I co-piloted for Boo this year, and we traveled really well together, almost as well as me and Jason. And I drove the whole time, and Boo co-piloted, and it made for a real good team because Boo's night blind, and he absolutely terrifies me to ride with him at night. So it worked better for me driving than riding. Go ahead, Tim. I'm sorry to cut in there.
No, you're good. I've done it both ways. I'm kind of special, I don't even care. I'm there to have a good time party. I'll pull up beside him and try to race him. I got Stoney's dad over here pulling a gun at me, pointing it at me or something like that. You know what I mean? And I'm just jamming out the music and I'm climbing out the sunroof while I'm driving down the road. I got a streetcar, baby. I jam out, you know what I mean? But man, it is better probably to have a guy with you. I sure liked it, because you can go over there and talk crap or whatever. They go fall asleep and you brake check them or something like that. You got to have a good time, and it is a little easier, like I said, like Mikey said. If somebody's texting, pull over, they grab your phone and you can see instead of it's a risk deal, especially going up through the mountains like we did a bunch. You know what I mean? You got to be on your P's and Q's for sure.
Yeah,
So.
the way we travel, it's best not to text and drive, but if you have to, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
we don't suggest as a group that you text and drive.
No.
Okay, that's to cover our ass part.
Yes.
Yeah. Jason, what do you think?
I like a co-pilot for sure. I think everybody should about have one, mainly because it's just as fun for the co-pilot, I think, as the driver, honestly. I mean, I've done it both ways, and I enjoy it both ways just as much. You know, when you're a co-pilot, I think a lot of it's off of you because you're just a co-pilot. But, you know, at night, you're keeping him awake. You're telling him the directions, making sure you're going the right way. When you do make a wrong turn, you're figuring it out and turning around and driving sometimes 100 miles in the other direction to catch back up.
Yep.
And yes,
Or find a friend that's broke down.
Yep.
yes,
Fuel pumps out, maybe.
Fuel pump goes down.
yes, we drove 100 miles in the wrong direction before. So
That wasn't just something you
that's
pulled out of nowhere.
That's off the cuff.
Oh no,
That's-
no, we've there's been people that have been 200 and 300 miles out of the way and had to make it backtrack.
And they had to go back to where they started. And the thing about it is, we heard, we didn't know who it was, but there was one person that got off track going to Kearney this year, and they ended up like 200 miles away from where they needed to be.
Damn, that
It
was
happens.
It's like 230.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. So that was kind of my next question was like, what should a co-pilot prepare for? But I mean, navigation, snacks,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
be ready to
Be ready to
there.
drive,
Because I mean,
too.
at the end of the day, like, well, yeah, I didn't think about that. But at the end of the day, like, you're driving a race car, a street car, whatever you want to call it. Like, a lot of the cars that are out there are not going to be 2015 Mustang. You know what I mean? Like, they're not going to be the cart, which is like a 90,000 mile Grand Marquis. I mean, like,
I'll just say this. Yeah. I'll just say this. The driving a new car experience, I've known several guys that did that. That is not the experience like what you have riding in Tim's car or my car, or what you are getting ready to do in the Narcs cart.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, I've never been on one of these races. This will be my fifth one. I've never been on one that it didn't rain. You're going to get wet.
yeah.
Yeah, so you might as well
Absolutely.
just go ahead and
Yeah.
and that'll be if you're not in a hailstorm or like,
Yeah. Yeah, I was doing the math on like what I should build the roof out, because we're going to have some kind of cover, because I can't take the brutal sunburn I'm going to have every day.
I realize this
Lots of
is
sunscreen.
Yeah, and
Sheet
wind
metal
burn.
top, baby.
Yeah, right.
I realize this is September, but you also got to watch out for like the tornadoes in Oklahoma and all the trailer park tornadoes and all the stuff that happens during the
Yeah.
crazy parts of the year here. So
Perfect.
Yes.
Great.
Great
Now,
road.
rocks
Sometimes it
flying
can
up.
come
They
down.
suck.
I mean, rain so hard that like last year it rained
great.
so hard when we were in Vandermeer. It
It was nasty.
It was
Yeah.
bad. It was like driving on worse than ice.
That's
I mean,
crazy.
It rained so hard in the mountains.
We already have holes drilled in the floor, so we're set there. But
It starts coming back and upward.
yeah,
you're going to miss out on
rain from the bottom.
the Pueblo windstorms.
Oh,
The guys that have been there with us, it's Pueblo's. It's been well known for just the windstorms blow up and blow your pop up away. We lost
yeah.
Completely.
We lost one in 19, lost one in 20, and
Dang.
but yeah,
Yeah, I'll hate that. Darn.
Just 60 to 80 mile an hour wind. Just out of
Oh
nowhere.
man.
And they'll shut the whole track down.
We'll
for
be
the
like,
outfit.
I'll be like building doors out of cardboard. It'll be like this window cut in a piece.
So if you want to get some tips on the stuff you can do, you can check out Cletus's page on
Yeah,
some of the,
on
some
the
of
roof.
the modifications he's made. They had the hood off the 1320 van strapped to the top of the car this year for a roof.
Yeah,
to keep them from burning up.
Yeah, I thought about doing that with the hood from a Grand Marquis. I thought that would be pretty good.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. 'Cause it's
Yep.
pretty big.
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah, it's going to be an interesting one for sure. So let's talk roadside etiquette. Tell us, like, if I see a part of the group that I'm running with or whatever pull over, like, what am I mean, obviously I don't want to leave anybody behind, but you obviously are probably not going to want to stop every single time to help everyone, or you'll never get there.
Yeah, they do a thing now. Matt, great people too, Matt and June. They let you know it's thumbs up, if they're good. If you go by, I go thumbs up down the window. If they give you thumbs up, they're good. They got it. If thumbs down, they need some help. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And you just pull over. You know what I mean? If anybody, that's the thing about this group. It's so tight. It is a family. Like,
Yep.
you don't even know the guy, and you'll be like, thumbs down. Dude, you'll have a whole Congo line pulling over for
That's
you.
cool.
And it's just crazy. It's just like, I didn't know the guy, and he's like, I got training, I got stock input shaft. I'm thinking, oh my God, this car ain't never going to live with stock input shaft, but I made it, but he just gave it to me, and I'm like, well, I'll pay you. You know what I mean? Nah, just give it back to me whenever you get it done. You know what I mean? It's
That's
just
awesome.
anybody. I've had a fuel pump go down, and these guys was just, I don't even think they was racing that year, wasn't they?
No,
Just
they were. They
Zach
were,
and them.
yeah, Zach was.
I don't know if he was racing.
Actually, I think he broke his car at Vandermeer first
Yeah.
day. They scattered the motor in his car, but like this deal here, like with Timmy last year. Nobody goes home. You're already off for the week. You're already rolling.
Yeah.
Everybody, they just keep rolling. Like a couple years ago in 18, when Carlos wrecked his car, he loaded his car on a trailer and he took it to every track the rest of the week
And giving parts off his
and give
car to
parts
people.
off the car to people, and
That's
they're
insane.
just yeah.
That's awesome. So that's
But
the note I just made was like, you already have the week of vacation. Like, take the time, slow down, and enjoy the car event. That, like, holy shit, it's not a oh my god, I've got to do like rush. You may be rushing, but like take the time, slow down, and enjoy it.
Yeah, the sceneries, the stops, you got to check it out. There, over that way anyway, there's so much beautiful lookovers and just stuff, and it's pretty cool to go to. But big shout out to Zach and them for helping me out. 'Cause they drove like 80 miles.
They were already
backward. Yeah,
they were already at the
something
track
crazy.
at Kearney, and
Yeah.
they drove back to where we were beside the road and brought a fuel pump.
Yeah,
it's like
them guys are awesome.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
yeah, but that's the stuff you run into, and the thing about it is even if we get to the point to where we don't do this anymore, these are the people that we've met. They'll be our friends for life.
Yeah.
Not
I talked to Zach just
Ra-
last week.
race week beside.
Yeah.
Yep. One thing I do want to talk about is like, so there's never been 2 Rocky Mountain Race Weeks in a year.
No.
You know what I mean? So what's crazy is like, so I was on the page before because I had intended to do 19, and like I said, June just is really hard. But so drag week, they canceled drag week, and like everybody, it was just like this flood of, do you think we can do a 2.0? And I think Matt and June turned around in like 2 weeks to
Yeah.
figure everything out to do a second one.
Yeah,
Matt-
they're awesome.
Matt answered. He answered immediately. He didn't even. I don't even think he gave it any consideration. The day when people asked, he just said yes, and then he said, "I'll have details for you."
Yeah.
And then they worked it out. They're amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been awesome. So I'll tell the story when I called because they had the issue where you couldn't register online. So we were coming back from vacation. It was like 4:00 in the afternoon. I see the thing. I send an email. I'm like, hey, put me on the list, please. So I call June a couple days later to pay her and all this kind of stuff when she made sure that I could get in. So I'm on the phone with her, and y'all, the cart is a 03 Grand Marquis that we've literally cut the roof and doors off. And if you followed the channel or any of our stuff for a while, you've seen it. But the problem is, like, this is like street car type stuff. So everything, every rule in every class said stock appearing body. And I'm on the phone there, I'm like, well, it doesn't have a roof, it doesn't have doors, it doesn't have front end, it doesn't appear stock. So she's like, I think you're probably going to have to be in the outlaw class. And I'm like, shit. You know what I mean? I'm going to wheel up in this thing in the outlaw class, and these guys are running, I mean, what's the 7-second cars probably?
Yeah, there's some cars that are actually that are capable of going 6s, but maintaining a car at that level, those guys they put serious effort into making it.
Yeah.
And they've been able to pull some 6-second passes off, but I don't know that anybody's actually had a 6-second average yet.
And then you're going to have me with a 15.4.
That aside, I've seen actually 15.4 win in Unlimited. I've seen a 15.4 win the 3rd place trophy before.
Well, and that's what she said.
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah, she laughed. She laughed and said, well, a lot of times those guys, they turn it up pretty heavy and they don't all make it. So she's like, I said, if I place, I'm going to feel amazing.
While you're on the subject of that, I'm sitting here with the guys. Mikey was my co-pilot, but the other guys, they're Timmy's multiple time, and Jason is placed. I'm hoping this go around. I'm hoping to capture me one of those Rocky Mountain Race Week trophies that it's managed to slip through my hands several times. I've when I did drag week, I got 3rd place in modified NA and had to work my butt off to get it.
Yeah.
And the Rocky Mountain Race Week thing, it's managed to slip through my fingers. So if I could score one of them things this year, especially in 2.0, that would mean a lot to me.
That's awesome.
We're going to get it.
Yeah. So I have a note about nitrous guys. Like, should they bring extra bottles? Because there was somebody asking the other day on the group.
Yeah.
if there was going to be fill stations and stuff like that. So,
There are a few.
There's normally there's always at the track. They
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
have fuel stations.
yeah.
at the
But
track.
what do you do between tracks? You know what I mean? Street racing, you got to have nitrous stuff.
Better
right?
bring extra
You
bottles.
better bring
Yeah.
it.
If there's any street racing going on, which we don't know anything about what happens between tracks. That
I don't
just
know about
what
that.
happens between tracks stays between tracks. So I would say if you're a nitrous car and that is going to take place with your crew, you probably need to have bottles. When the also not to get off on them again, but the drag week, Monty Smith for years was the leading nitrous guy, and they actually supplied everybody's nitrous for everybody. He's no longer with us, and we sure miss him.
Yeah.
But there's been several speed shops step up and stuff along the way. And there's several local speed shops around Tulsa and Oklahoma City, I know for sure, where a guy could get nitrous refills if somebody doesn't decide to be a sponsor and actually bring their fill station to the track.
That's cool.
So,
Yeah, Travis Cannon, Humble, and
Yeah.
places like that normally
yeah,
have it. And
Grand
he's
Grand
right there.
Prix in Tulsa.
Yeah,
and,
Grand Prix.
yeah, there's around that area, I know there's sure plenty of places, but as far as Great Bend, Topeka, I don't know anybody that's actually planning on bringing a fill station as of right now.
Gotcha.
Maybe 479. Blake,
Yeah,
you
Blake,
get
yeah.
closer about there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've been pretty solid too
Yeah,
on
yes.
helping people too. So.
Joe Thomas with the blue LS wagon too.
Yep.
He's got a speed shop, and I think Olathe. He's
He's a
helped
good
me on
dude. Yeah.
on several things, and he also might be a guy to check with as far as he'd know where to get nitrous refills at.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I want to have an open conversation about roadside repairs.
Oh,
And
man.
my thing has, I want to start with, I want to start with the sketchiest one, and then I don't have any other questions after this, so just a little open conversation after that. So, but let's start with sketchiest roadside repair for first.
I've kind of already told my sketchiest one to be the nail in the brake line. I don't think that
Yeah.
that would be DOT approved if something happened for. Well, never mind. My car, if they pulled me over, they're going to arrest me anyway.
Yeah.
So.
I was with you. That was pretty sketchy. That's all I gotta say. I never lost brakes or nothing like that down the mountain. I've heard of them.
I know I lost brakes back in 2019 in the
Oh,
Silverado.
That's right. You broke a.
Yeah, but they had all that flooding up there and the road washed away, and we come in hot
And
and hit a bunch of bumps, and we broke a steel brake
The
line,
truck-
and I lost all of my brake
Yep.
fluid instantly, and I couldn't stop, and I was cooking.
the truck actually bottomed out and broke a brake line, and that was after we had just on Jason's truck. He broke the alternator bracket. The bolt
Yeah.
broke off
Yeah.
in the head, and we were like, "You don't even want to see the MacGyver stuff that he's got going on."
I've already
most
got
of the time.
6 spare bolts in the door of the truck right now.
Ready.
Ready to go. 6 pairs.
7 easy outs. He's ready.
It sounds like Jason saying, "I'm going to tear this thing up."
I'm breaking it.
Yeah. That's crazy. So, I mean, for folks that are on the fence, I mean, hell, talk them through why they should go if they are not already signed up at the point with the stories we've told.
As far as I'm concerned, if you've ever watched Roadkill, this is just like Roadkill. You're going to see some crazy, insane stuff rolling down the road. You're going to see people driving cars that should not even be on the road. And I'm not talking about because they're not legal. I'm talking about because they're so sketchy that they shouldn't even be driving them. And it's, that's
Just hang out and do it.
just hang out and do it. And the thing about it is, if you go and do this and you're involved, and unless you're just an introvert and don't want to be involved with anybody or anything, you're going to make new family members.
Right.
My question would be, why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not? You live once, and as soon as you go, what, are you scared to like it? That's what's going to happen. I mean,
Right.
It's just awesome. The people, the experience. Even if you don't really, grab a group or whatever and cruise with them, but any of them guys, you can cruise with any of them. They don't care. You know what I mean? It's just an experience, and to see all the cars and stuff like that. Like I mentioned earlier, I got to take my boys or whatever, and they insanely loved it. Just, and I broke, and normally I'm like, could get it, but it was just, I couldn't get it back together. So it was awesome.
Well, Mary Man, what's up?
So
Go ahead, Jason.
Oh, where were we at?
Why do it and why not?
Oh, well, you have to do it. I mean, once you've done it once, you just have to do it. If you haven't done it, you should just do it. I mean, there's no ifs, ands, or buts, really, I think.
I think Mikey's the only reason for holding off doing it again. I'm not sure he likes us yet again.
I will say this: it is a once in a lifetime experience, and it was a lot of fun. It's something you definitely have to prepare for.
It was once in a lifetime for Mikey. This will be five time in a life for me. So
It's not for the weak, that's for sure. It is tough.
It is, but it's just still family. Everybody's family.
Absolutely.
Kids, even
There's
if you
always
bring your
somebody
kids,
there to help.
anything, you know, to run the class or just to follow everybody, it's just awesome. People people are, the racing deal is big nowadays, you know what I mean? And just the going there and, when you go to a big race most time, you want to, hey, go over there and talk to them or get an autograph from that people and stuff like that. And they just don't have the time, or sometimes they're mad because, they're rushing. These people are not like that. You get it all week. If you can't get it one day, you'll get it another day.
Yeah.
Take pictures and sit in their cars. I mean, you know what I mean? It's just, the people are it's just family. You know what I mean? It's just crazy.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead, and then I'll ask mine.
with his answer there, like the people wanting autographs and stuff. The thing about it is, though, is this makes, like with roadkill, the crazy stuff they do. It makes all of us heroes. There's guys that they just think Jason. They just think he's the craziest person they've ever met, and they go and look at his truck and want to talk and ask him questions and stuff. And same with Timmy. And then I've had friends I made along the way, even though I was co-pilot. They come over and we're those guys that with the street racing crowd. A lot of guys, they don't want to say anything about their car. We're the guys. If you come over and talk to us, we're going to tell you everything about the car, and you're probably going to end up trying to get away from us because it's like, hang on, don't run off yet. I still got some more to tell you.
Yeah, hang on. I'm not done yet. So we did the 2013 part of the Power Tour, and what was cool is like the hotels at night. Like it was like a car show at the hotel. I mean,
It's a party.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, like, so we're going to be doing podcasts all week. We're going to talk to as many people that will talk into a microphone as we can. So the question I have next is like, how much beer should I bring to give out to get people to talk into the mic?
Oh, man. A couple beers, anybody will talk in the mic.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have it. And what was really cool, too, is like we was parked a little far away off 301 there. And then Matt and them messaged or whatever, and they ordered a bunch of pizza and all them. Or so we went over there and just had a big, humongous block party. It's like
That's
midnight
awesome.
stuff. There's beer everywhere. You know what I mean? There's pizza. You know what I mean? But nobody's there. What I love about it, most time you get a bunch of people like that in cruise. Somebody gets ego deal or somebody's wanting to get mad. It's not like that. We're all just hanging out, having fun. You know what I mean? Nobody mad at everybody. Everybody's laughing because we done something stupid. You know what I mean? It's like, you see that? We about ran off the road. We had no brake. Wheel fell off. And oh shit! You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't think about
beer,
that.
you know?
Yeah, because there's a damn some folks will bring tires and they change it every time, right? Like you change it the track to make your pass and all that kind of stuff.
I do that. So.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have back and forth. I've done it and run the same tires or changed them.
Me and Jason have done that both ways. We've the car that when we take the Nova, we have to swap tires because I drive with a 30-inch tire and I race with 28s on, just to give me a little bit extra going down the road because I don't have overdrive. The SN95 car we took with Mikey, we didn't swap tires, and we didn't swap tires on the SR71 Trans Am. We took it, but Jason swaps his, and then Timmy, of course, I told him he's a puss because he just didn't want to drive all week on 26s.
I drive on 28.
I run 28s on, okay, the whole time. That's 26, little guys. But it's geared good. It'll cruise just fine on 26.
That's funny.
But I didn't know if they lived through the whole week.
Yeah, for real.
I like to do burnouts, boys.
Right. Hey, so damn, we're getting pictures here. Holy shit.
Beer.
Yeah. So
Miller Lite is their choice.
well, it's the best beer ever made. Y'all didn't know that. That's
No way.
number one.
What are you talking about?
What
We all
beers?
drink Busch Light.
Oh,
Yeah. I think we'll just
You want
whatever's
Miller
the
Lite?
cheapest
Yeah,
is what we're gonna buy because it's free and cold.
I've been off the beer several years, but I'll drink a Red Bull with a guy.
There you go.
So you guys,
Oh yeah, I guess I'll
Yeah.
need to bring some of that too.
Yeah,
I
that's-
like green monsters.
That's a good thing to have in your cooler.
for those of you that
I was
have been,
18.
for those of you that have been around me a whole lot, I don't drink, but
He's
we have
crazy enough.
we have Red Bull, orange Sunkist, and or Orange Crush is my preference. Carrie Watson is the Sunkissed girl. So,
That's
and then also carry plenty of water. You guys need to stay hydrated.
Absolutely.
We usually in our group we'll drink about a case of water a day. So
Pretty easy.
yeah.
Well, and I mean, you think about it, like you're driving typically windows down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean, like very few of us are going to have AC. The cart has AC.
J-
They've brought out the pictures and videos.
Jason is the only one that has AC, and I told him it's because he's a wussy. So it's look at him.
No. I got a video of Jason because we call him the chicken shit. So, anyways, he got in the hot tub.
Oh, he didn't he?
And then gets out and it's
Right in the
loading
pool.
right now. And he jumps over there to the shower. There's where
Ice cold.
Look at him. You can watch him dance around like a little girl here in a
It's
second.
so
Look at him.
cold.
Look at him.
It's like ice water.
Get out there, pussy.
That's
It's a video in a hotel
Yeah.
pool somewhere.
for you noobs on the hotel staying. Usually they have a list of host hotels, and you're supposed to stay according to hotel rules. You're supposed to stay however many you have in a room. I think the most we've had in our room was 10,
11, 12 maybe.
10, 11, 12.
A lot.
And that's a regular occurrence. So, my other thing is bring plenty of soap because you do get dirty.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. What else, guys? We can't be done. We gotta tell these people about some stuff. We've only talked for 46 minutes, and there's 4 of y'all. I figured it was. I don't know if y'all have ever talked to Jonathan very long, but we can do it
I was
for
gonna
sure.
say, like Jason over here, he watched too much National Geographic. I don't know. Or something.
No, I caught too many ground squirrels.
So we guarantee, and we're like, you can't catch him. And he did. I got video of him chasing around.
They said I would not
He
catch
take-
a ground squirrel
Yeah.
out there at Great Bend. They said I couldn't do it.
Oh my
So
God.
this
I'll do
is
it this year.
so.
You heard it here.
He will. I mean,
He will.
I got it on film though. I
And-
can say
And
it.
if I remember correctly, he went over to the Air Force Base there and he caught a herd of
5 skunks, 5
Yeah.
baby skunks. I
And I'm
did.
like,
Why?
I got pictures of them.
So this is what happens when you get to the track too early, like before everybody's there, and you can't sleep because like you're so excited. It's like the
Yeah.
final day, and stuff's going on around you. And Jason, he's just like,
Oh my God.
"Hey, watch me catch these ground squirrels," and I'm like, "What?"
That one bit of me chasing around.
Look at all these baby skunks. Mama skunk,
What
baby
is
skunks.
wrong with you, man?
They were babies.
They're babies.
Yeah.
Here's the ground squirrels I caught.
Oh my God, dude.
I mean,
that's
yeah,
awesome.
they're wet. I don't want to tell you my secret.
I'm going to go ahead and tell you there was no animals harmed in this.
No.
My dad told Jason, he said, if you kill them ground squirrels, he goes, I'm going to shoot you in the parking lot.
And he would.
And it's for real. He is not into the harming of animals. And he told Jason, he goes, dude, I'm telling you, if you harm them, I'm shooting you. So,
And if you see that guy, you'll know he'll have a pistol and he'll flip you off.
Well, and he's like 7'5" or something. Like that. He's just imposing.
yeah.
I
That's
catch
fun.
him through the crowd. I'll just be looking or whatever, be in staging lane, and I see a finger fly up. I'm like, oh, there he is, right,
Right
there.
The awesome thing about Dad is if one of our trucks is rolling out of the driveway to go to the track, he's going. It doesn't matter where we're going. It doesn't matter if we're going to Mocan, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Denver. He's there. If we're going to the track, it doesn't matter which one of us is going. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I'm
We're like,
on my
okay.
way.
He goes, yeah, I got to call Mom and tell her I'm leaving. I'm like, okay.
It's not even like, hey, let me see what she's got going on.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
Oh, no,
I'm out of
he's-
here.
No, if we're going to the track, he's going. Now it's likely that she's going to go, but if she's not, he's still going.
Yeah.
And it's like, and he'll go whether he's riding by himself or if there's 15 people piled in the truck
That's
with him,
awesome.
he's rolling.
Yeah,
So
you don't-
awesome.
you don't care
no,
at all.
but he's going to flip you off, and he might shoot you or at you.
Yep.
So we're going between. We'd been to Topeka and we were going to Ozark in 18, and we're driving down the road and Jason and Timmy, they pop their T-tops out and I'm driving and Jason, he's hanging out the sunroof And my dad whips the gun out and starts pointing it at him. And the bad part is he wasn't firing that day, but on the next day he went ahead and started firing. And it's
man.
But we were literally in the middle of
No.
no man's
Yeah.
land.
We was in the middle of nowhere.
we had a little. No, I was going to say we raced, but we can't say that. There's
I
never
flagged.
any. There,
No,
yeah.
I didn't
No,
flag.
no, you didn't flag.
Yeah.
And we didn't race Robert's car with Jason's Trans Am, or Jason Mikey slash SR71 Trans Am. They didn't race in the middle of nowhere, and they didn't have a crazy guy in a Suburban firing a gun out the window behind them.
And we did not do burnouts.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
Or
So-
donuts.
That's,
So,
those things are against the law, folks.
Yeah,
Don't
Hawashi
do that.
Tire and Lube is our tire sponsor for the cart, and so I have an extra a full set of rims for the car, and we're loading up 4 spare tires, and I do not intend to bring any of the 6 back home the
He's
same
not-
way.
He's saying that he's going to do lots of burnouts at the track, folks. Not
Yeah, I mean,
not
yeah,
street
John
burnouts
Force
where-
is going to be jealous of what we do in the 225 horsepower cart.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So, and I'm sure we have rear tire sprayers, so we're just gonna, I mean, anytime there's a little kid outside, he's gonna get a show. That's what I'm saying.
That's one of the things I hope that this one, with it being us driving during the day, when we did drag week, all the little towns knew we were coming through, and they gathered on
It
the
was
street.
awesome.
It was like we were prayed, and I would like to wore the horn out on the cars because everybody just flying through town.
Yeah.
And we've usually people catch on when you're driving through these little towns. After about the first 4 or 5 cars come through, they hit the street out there and they're there watching. But it's not like the other. And I don't know what we need to do to change that to where we get some more people across the country involved, to where
Yep.
they see the cars rolling down the road. And it's crazy because we'll be somewhere at a gas station getting gas, and you get that guy that's like, "Yeah, I used to have a car just like that. It had a 350 with the power pack heads, and it was a 6-second car, a
3/4 race cam.
Yeah, 3/4 race cam. Do you run that thing on rocket fuel?" And I'm like, "No, we don't use kerosene. I'm sorry."
Yeah.
We're running off hopes and dreams, baby.
Right.
So another quick story while we're talking about the people you meet on the road. We were at this place one time, and the guy come up, and we catch lots of stories when you're driving a race car down the road, and this guy comes up and he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "I used to have the fastest car in town. He's a 57 Chevy, 283 in it, 4-speed." And he goes, "Man," he goes, I'd pull up there, and he goes, "I'd rev that thing up," and he goes, "I'd rev it up to $8,000 and dump the clutch," and then he goes, "Then I take it upstairs." So if you guys hear my dad say the upstairs thing, that's he's
why.
wanting me to turn that thing up. He's like, "Come on, son, take it upstairs."
That's awesome.
Or we might need a tune-up.
Yeah.
So we talked about racing part of it, but there's another big group of folks that come too that are road warriors that just drive along behind us and all that, or behind y'all soon. I mean, like, what kind of cars and folks are in that? Is it family members or folks just wanting to have fun?
The road week guys are guys that are usually, they're either have their sons, daughters, family or something racing in race week, or there's lots of people that want to kind of decide if they want to do it, and they'll do road week once and then they're race weekers because it's, and also while we're on the point of that, road weekers, they're allowed to help a race weeker one time if they're in a pinch.
Yep.
But another thing is if you're a crew or co-pilot, you're only allowed to work on your car unless
shit.
it's
Yeah,
a
I meant to
roadside,
come back
unless
to
it's
that
a
one.
roadside thing. During the times that the tracks are hot, other people are not allowed to work on your car.
Yeah.
You have to, and then you're not allowed to get what I would call outside help from anybody. So
Unless, like, the other person can't do it,
Yeah.
like a kid or something
Yeah.
like that, you
And-
could. Or
and
if
they-
you're single,
I was
or
gonna
by
say
yourself.
Yep.
they allow special circumstances
Yeah.
where there's lots of people that are single drivers that do it solo, and you're allowed to have another race weeker or crew member help you during the times the track are hot. It's got to be the same person each time. It can't be, you can't have just 30 people over there helping you.
Right.
You know, and the thing about it is they want this to stay in the spirit of what it reminds me of is when we watched the old movie 2-Lane Blacktop, which I was wanting to have playing when you guys came in. I was thinking, they travel cross country, the two of them, together in a car, racing people on the road and at the tracks, just traveling cross country.
Right.
And I really feel like that's the spirit of what Matt and them wanted. They didn't want somebody that comes in here with a toter home and 6 spare motors and spare transmission and a fully staffed crew and a chef to come up, because that's not what the spirit of Rocky Mountain Race Week is about. This is about close knit family, and you do what you got to do to get by, not the mega dollar teams.
That's awesome.
So,
Well, and some of the other stuff, I've been watching a ton of videos. Motion Raceworks guys, they were going to race the Nova, and then last second it didn't make it, and they bought a Grand Marquis and raced it that week. And I mean, that car ran 13s at
It got faster every day.
Yeah,
Kept on spraying it, baby.
at the very end. Yeah. Hey, we had looked at doing the old DeWalt battery plug-in and run it for a nitrous kit for the cart, but I don't think it'll matter in outlaw class.
Doug Cook and them guys are great guys, and they're part of the Race Week family, and they've been big supporters of it. And also, Doug has done. He's actually done Drag Week with his Nova, and Doug had some stuff to prove, because he's got a bad car, and he struggled the week that he did that. And I was looking forward to him bringing the Nova and laying some passes down, because he's got a bad car.
Yeah, it's awesome. But I was in the midst of watching that whole thing unfold, and him not taking the plan is, I know to take the Nova now for 2.0, but just from watching his YouTube stuff. But the other cars in this isn't 10-second cars all day long. It's 14. I mean, there's a 15.0 index class or 14.0 index class.
If you're wanting to race, there's a place for you to race.
Yeah.
I mean, there is.
Yeah. So it's I was saying that, I guess, really as my mind come back around here, was to say that the folks that are doing road week may not think they have a fast enough car, but I mean, who cares? You know what I mean? In my mind, who cares? Because you're gonna.
Well, once you go
and
you go and see what's going on, you'll see that anything can be competitive. You could have, there's guys like Larry Armstrong in the 14.0 class that he's just killer, and Carrie in the 13.0.
They're on it.
Corey Pesca in the 11.0 class, him and Jason battled it out, and they're over there. They have basically the same truck, the same transmission, and different rear ends, and they're over there just hey, what do you do? And hey, what do you do? And then they're hey, I think I got a little bit left in the bag. And you go, oh yeah, I do too. And so they're.
I've done that stuff with Bill. I love you, Bill. Anyways, great dude. I'm giving him a hard time all the year before last. He was good stuff in 19. But.
Well, cool. Well, that's right at an hour. I think we'll let folks do that, and then we're definitely gonna have you guys on during the week, because I think we're just gonna have a ton of fun. I'm really excited.
So with us being on again during the week, does that mean Mikey has to go? Is that Mikey?
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Hey, so
he's the one that's really carried this podcast.
So so I'm thinking there's probably an extra seat in the Narcs car.
Yeah, we have 4 seats. Yeah, the back, you can wear the goggles my kids wear, because you won't be able to see shit back there. So we'll put you on that. All right, I'm going to turn this off, and then we're going to get to business.